Greetings, it is I, your host, Cinema Kane, and I'm following through on one of my promises because a while back when Picard Season 3 started, I said I might revisit the season at the end of the season, and last night I watched the season/series finale of Picard. And man, as a lifelong Trekker, I cannot say enough good things about this new season of Picard. They did all the right things. They pressed all the right nostalgic buttons, but they did it in such a way that you were able to get almost a sense of closure with regard to the Next Generation cast, but also reminded you why you were a Star Trek fan to begin with if you were a fan of TNG. Because Star Trek The Next Generation was my Star Trek. It debuted when I was 4 years old, and I remember watching reruns of the original series, the original crew movies, and TNG simultaneously with my dad, because that was something we bonded over as when I was a kid. And seeing my crew back on the big screen together, well, not big screen, but back on the screen together, meant so much to me. I got to see my captain. I got to see my first officer. I got to see these characters that I grew up loving and thinking so much of. And the camaraderie that these actors have, the chemistry they had way back when, they still have. And it's so good to see television that is not just nostalgia bait, but also tells a good story. And that's what this show did. Picard Season 3 is one of the best things to come out of new Star Trek in so long. I enjoyed the first two seasons, but Season 3 is leaps and bounds better because they did everything right, in my opinion. I have my issues with the Star Trek Discovery. I really enjoy Star Trek Strange New Worlds, but I cannot say enough good things about what they were able to do with Patrick Stewart's character this time around. What they did giving Beverly Crusher a different backstory. I know she was always an underwritten character, and I felt like there was much more we could have done with her, and they've done that this time around. On top of that, they added to the Riker, Deanna, Troi storyline that they established in Season 1, and they did it in such a way that it didn't interrupt the flow of the new season, but they did it in such a way that you understood more about where Riker and Deanna were coming from. Geordi LaForge's daughters are introduced as new characters, and they're great. Geordi LaForge himself comes back and is at peak form, dealing with a new version of Data that I don't want to spoil, because Data is such an important and integral part of this season, and he's so great. Brent Spiner's always been one of my favorite actors from the show. His character's always been one of my favorites, but to see these characters interacting on screen together again did more for the franchise than the franchise has had done for it in so long, and I am so glad they did this. This was what Star Trek has been missing. The character interactions, the drama that comes from having known a person for as long as these characters have known each other. This is what Star Trek should be, and Star Trek is, in my opinion. I am your host, Cinema Kane. If you have not watched the new season of Star Trek Picard, if you're a diehard TNG fan like I am, definitely give this show a chance, especially Season 3. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next time at the video store. Greetings, it is I, your host, Cinema Kane, reminding you to like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm already at 27. It's only May. Try and help me make that happen. Please share and like this video. Spread it on all your social media platforms, and I'll see you next time at the video store.